Hey guys, it's Jenny with Art for Good. So today we're going to use the string pull effect to create some sort of abstract flowers. I'm going to make them look really elegant by using the black and white. So I will do one base in black, one in white, and then I'll do the flowers the opposite color, just so that this is a really beautiful set. So let's get started. Now I'm just using basic yarn that I had in my closet. Feel free to use any yarn that you happen to have on hand for this technique. I am just cutting the yarn to the same size. I'm going to do 8 pieces, so I could use 4 different pieces on each piece of canvas. Really not too important how long they are, just that you have multiple pieces of yarn, because you don't want to really reuse the same piece of yarn too many times because it'll help muddy up the colors. I am using Artsmith paint today that I have done, my regular recipe, which is 1 part paint, 2 parts Floral, and then 1 part water, and just mix that up really well. What you want to do that's a little different with the string pull technique is you want it to barely be a base, so you do not want too much on your canvas. If there's too much paint down first, then it's going to skew the look of your flowers, as well as all that excess paint is going to get pulled off and just create not a great effect for what you're going for. So just do very, very light coat. Just barely want it to be liquid enough to where the string can pull over it, but not much more than that. If you're new to acrylic paint pouring, I have some other different types of techniques and videos. I will put a link here to my playlist for beginners on how to get started, how to mix paints, what supplies you need, and what have you. I've really been on a kick lately with using black and white as a beautiful palette. It's so dramatic. It looks like a monochrome photograph or something. And so I have some other pieces as well that I've used black and white. If you're interested, at the end of this video, I will put links to those as well. I'm just taking my black paint and then I am pouring it over those pieces of yarn over on the white base side. And I just want to make sure those get nice and saturated. So I'm just sort of moving them around in the paint so that all sides of the yarn are covered with the black paint. All right, now I'm just pouring my white. Same thing with using the white base. You just want barely enough to cover the canvas, not much more than that. Here I'm just pushing off all the extra paint. So it's about the same as the one on the right. It may look a little streaky here, but I promise my paint formula does not leave it very streaky looking once it dries, so don't be scared. Now I'm just taking the white and I'm doing the same thing with the yarn over on the black background side. All right, now we're ready to make our flowers. So we're gonna start by pulling off a string. I'm just making sure it's not dripping, but I do want it to have quite a bit of paint on it. And then you'll just lay it down and slowly pull it towards the center of the canvas. You're gonna just work in layers here. So you're gonna go back in and create another flower right on top of this one. Just slowly pulling. And you'll just sort of alternate sides so that you can sort of create a bouquet. And it's really just as easy as that. So now we are going to move over to the other side and do the exact same thing. So they look like kind of mirror images of each other. I'm not really loving this bottom flower here, so I just don't think I got enough paint on the string. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape that portion and redo it. And there you have it. These are the final pieces. They will dry exactly like this, and I'll do a very matte varnish on the top of these after they've dried for about a week. If you're not sure where to start with varnish, I just put out a new video about that. I'll put a link to that right here. And that's all I have for today. I will see you next time.